Disappointing night for the Edmonton Oilers in Montreal, falling 4-1. No 1,000th point for Leon Draisaitl. That'll have to wait until the game in Pittsburgh. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola with you alongside Benny Thomson. Matt Kassian is our game analyst, and we're ready to break it all down. We want to hear from you, 780-218-9999. Get into the nasty chat. If you're watching over on YouTube as well, share your thoughts, disappointment, anger or frustration. Saw some of that right when we logged on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe.
Thoughts on goaltending. I don't know. Calvin Pickard stopped 4 breakaways tonight.
What do you want him to do?
Stop 5. They didn't give up 5 breakaways. They only gave up 4, and he stopped every one of them. 3 in one period. Anyway, GCL Diesel. Providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to ejectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. They're the presenting sponsor of this fine program. Let's welcome in Benny. There he is. Benny, you were even saying towards the end of the game when it was 4-1, I don't want him to get that. I don't want to get that 1,000 point.
I don't want it. Because what most likely is going to happen is it's going to be a bench clearing celebration. That's what happened for McDavid's 1,000 point. So I'd imagine it's the same for Draisaitl. And imagine if Draisaitl, imagine that pass he tried making the hits off Carrier's skate goes in. The bench is clear. It's a 4-2 hockey game with 2 minutes left. It's like,
wah, wah.
I don't know. Like punt the idea to Tuesday against Pittsburgh, where he might score on his old teammate.
Yeah, barring there's like visa issues.
There's visa issues. They didn't play today. So we'll see if they can figure that out for Tuesday. But yeah, I don't know. I we'll get into it. But yeah, I'm happy. There's a positive for me in this case. The Oilers losing, at least Draisaitl didn't get his point tonight, because it would just been a bad way to do it.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
There you go. You're angry. Benny's angry. All right, let's get into the inbox here, 780-218-9999. Oh, I should refresh it, actually, as we break this one down. Hey, okay, so to me, the turning point, that 5-on-3, you have a full 2-minute 5-on-3.
Yeah.
You get nothing out of it, okay?
That's what
And they look distracted trying to get Draisaitl the 1,000th point.
Yep.
I understand the natural instinct to wanting to do that. These guys have been so good on the power play, 3rd in the league coming into tonight. At one point last week, they were 1st in the NHL. And the way that the Oilers can toy with the opposition when they're on the power play, I get it. But it almost felt like it became a distraction. Mm-hmm. And then you get 21,000 people at the Bell Center pumped up because they kill off a full 2-minute 5-on-3. And then you get some momentum for the Habs, even though the game was still there for the taking. And that's, I think, where Montreal kind of felt like, okay, we're going to be all right in this one. And then sure enough, Edmonton sloppy with the puck in many instances and eventually get burned. What are you giggling at?
Nasty chat.
Oh, nasty chat.
I mean, yeah. To me, like you said, I think there was too much of an emphasis on trying to get Leon the puck to start the game. And obviously, fantastic opportunity to get it on a 5-on-3.
Yes.
I looked over to him, here it is. And Dobish, some fantastic saves. This game, I think, is a completely different hockey game if Dobish doesn't make those saves on that 5-on-3. Oilers pot in 2 power play goals start off the game. I think they're buzzing after that, and they carry a similar effort like they did in Toronto last night. But I think that 5-on-3 doesn't go the way they would have liked. I mean, they had looks. It's just some great saves. Yeah. And then Montreal gained momentum off that kill and kind of took over the rest of the game. It just slowly became more Montreal attacking. And Edmonton sloppy with turnovers and just not, lack of efficiency on executing plays. And I mean, that's the title. Canadiens break away from the Oilers. Giving up 4 breakaways in a game is ridiculous. And it might be even more ridiculous that it was all saved by Calvin Pickard.
That's right.
Good for him. So,
all right, let's welcome in Cass as I read out Brian Swain's stat of the night. Thank you, Swainer, for sending that in. Brian Swain says, this loss guarantees that the Oilers will not have a 3-game win streak within their first 35 games. That had not previously happened since the NHL introduced the loser point in 99-2000. Cass, no 3-game winning streak. I know Montreal right now is a better team than the Toronto Maple Leafs. Both teams played last night. Edmonton is sloppier than the Habs. And I thought Montreal as well was really on top of it defensively. Yes. What would you say?
Yeah, I thought so too. I really like what you guys talked about in the your turning point of the game. I think the Oilers' power play early on that let them down. Mm-hmm. You do find a way to score, which you should on a full 2-minute 5-on-3. Yeah. You keep the momentum, you have a goal, everything kind of starts rolling for you. And I thought that really, and that's a weird thing sometimes about playing in Montreal. Like if you do let that crowd into it, they got that buzz and that energy, like you can feel it, you can hear it there. Even watching. Yeah, it's just, that's the type of building it is. And I thought that's early on where the game slipped away. Not like it was over at that point, but they never really were able to recover from that. Yeah, it was a sloppy one. And you understand, guys, that is 3 games in 4 nights going east to west, moving from the mountain time zone to the eastern time zone. Correct. Like it's not a little thing. And so I have some sympathy maybe for the Oilers. With that being said, it was a pretty mistake-ridden NHL game played. So there were some unfortunate things. This doesn't make me jump off the running beside the wagon because I wasn't all the way on the wagon, but like, it doesn't make me like just quit on it because it's not shocking that they lost this game. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to lose, you're going to lose. However, that stat, that is an interesting one for the first 35 games of the season where they haven't been able to pull together a 3-game win streak, which is unfortunate. Yeah. But guys, what is it now? Like 5-2-1 in the last 8. So
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
That's pretty solid.
Like if they do that the rest of the way.
Yeah.
All right. We can deal with that.
Reed talked about it about 2 weeks ago. He says in the rest of the season to, get to about the 95-point threshold, the Oilers would need to win 6 out of 10 games the rest of the way. So, yeah, that's kind of creeping towards that. So they're in the mix. It just is disappointing they don't get that 3rd win in a row. They don't have a winning streak. I think that's telling. How much, though, Cass, before we dive into the inbox here, how much of a distraction do you think that 1,000th point was for the team?
Oh, man, I was hoping it wasn't going to be heading into this because he gets so many points. So you're just kind of like, oh, just let it happen. But it did feel particularly on that early power play like they were just trying to make sure that he was in on it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they learned their lesson. And now hopefully that's out of the system. Now, hopefully that's not something that we see on Tuesday now that they're still concerned about it. Because it's like, he's going to get it, guys. Don't freak out and do something different and crazy. And I'm like Benny too. I'm happy you didn't get like a freak bounce there towards the end of the game. Because even when the Oilers scored to make it 3-1, I was just like, oh, please don't be Leon. Yeah. At that point, a little bit as a fan. But yeah, it's kind of weird how that happens sometimes. Even some of the best players in the world, where it's like they're trying to get that player that point, and it's like it's a team thing, right? Like because you're supporting your teammate, you want to see him succeed, you want to see him hit this milestone, you want to be in on it, you want to be the guy that helps him get there. But yeah, I think there was a little bit of a distraction with that early in this one.
Well, Banksy just said it in the nasty chat. Oilers forcing garbage plays trying to get Draisaitl 1,000 points. Yep. Ridiculous. Yeah, and you could see it. All right, let's go to Conroe, Texas. He says, scheduled loss. Hard to get mad at anyone for this loss. Pickard played like a backup. Oilers bobbled the puck all over the ice. Looked at the wife after no goals on the 5-on-3 and said, "We've lost this game, honey." They weren't crisp all night, and the Canadiens were not much better, but their goaltending ended up winning it for them. And then we had JF Chaumont from NHL.com, lnash.com, earlier, and he was talking about the three-headed goalie monster for the Montreal Canadiens right now. And Montembeault has struggled, and Dobish had some tough times recently, but he was stellar tonight with the looks that the Oilers did get, and he was aggressive. He was well past the top of the crease on some looks. How much of it was maybe Dobish getting into their head, or was it? And I would probably suggest is more so the Oilers not being sharp. But how would you parse that?
Well, how many breakaways are you going to give up? Like
4,
and little bumps to a guy on the other team in your slot from behind the net. Like so did goaltending? Yes, goaltending. And Montreal's goaltending was good tonight. It was rock solid tonight. Very good, even, I would say. And it absolutely factors in. I mean, it does make a big difference. They didn't give up any softies, so that's huge. But Edmonton didn't play well in their own end.
They really did.
So, did he deserve first start? Yep. Yeah, he probably did. Probably did. Yep, made some good saves. I'm sure Montreal would have loved to have the shutout on that one. Could have deserved the shutout to a certain extent on it. But as I said already, I think the game was lost on that 5-on-3.
Right.
I think that's when they lost that game. And yeah, I mean, he made some saves there, but they did force a little bit too much. So I don't know. He gets some credit. The Montreal Canadiens haven't solved their goaltending issues yet. And for all those that are, because I see some of them that are shredding Pickard in his game. And even in that text, even in that text, it's like, oh, Pickard was horrible. I'm like, well, no, he wasn't. He didn't.
Stop 4 breakaways.
4 breakaways. So like, what's the expectation here? But that's par for the course, guys. You know that.
Let's go into the inbox, 780-218-9999. Have your say as the Oilers fall 4-1 to the Montreal Canadiens. No winning streak yet this season, and that was game number 33. Brian Swain, our stats man extraordinaire, great guy, great writer too, provided us with that stat that this is the first time the Oilers haven't had a 3-game winning streak at the 35-game mark because they can't get one by 35 games into the season since 99-2000. JB texting in. JB says, can you please ask Cass if having a strong team structure helps when you're tired or when things aren't going your way, and also to conserve energy by playing smarter than harder at the end to try to make a comeback? Signed, JB.
Yeah, yes, it does. It makes a big difference, JB. It absolutely makes a big difference. That structure is the reason you have structure from a hockey standpoint and on a team is to fall back when you don't know what to do, right? Like when you're tired, when you can't think, when you're not feeling at your best, is like, well, you play within the structure and you keep doing it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it till it's so programmed inside of you that that's just what you do. And so for teams, and it can affect teams that are a little bit more on the creative side, that have creative capacity offensively, and that players cheat offensively, and that can be a good thing. For a team like the Edmonton Oilers, it certainly can be a good thing because you're going to have the McDavids and the Draisaitl's of the world that are doing that. But it can hamper you in a situation like playing a 3rd game in 4 nights, because guys aren't going to stick to it quite as well as they normally would.
Yeah.
That's just those highly offensive guys, they don't. And that's a little bit of the trade-off sometimes with those high-skilled players. So, yeah, it factors in for sure.
I'm laughing. I'm seeing the nasty chat, and I'm laughing at some stuff, rolling my eyes at some other stuff. Inbox is humming along nicely, too. Penner's Pancake says, does Bouchard really need to be playing 29-42? And I just clicked over to the box score. Yeah. 1 assist,
Fair.
-1, 29-49. 6 shots, 3 block shots, 1 hit, 1 takeaway. And you look at the other right-handed D-men, Emberson, 12-41, Regula, 14-10. And then the guy that had the lowest ice time on the defensive side of things was Stastny at 11:36.
To me, I'd ask that question with like, okay, but like, why? Who else would you play? Like to me, I think as a
Kulak.
collective.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Kulak. Hey, yeah, why not? No, I think as a collective, the whole defense just didn't play well today. I think the whole team pretty much just didn't play well today. That's it. Just to me, it just felt like they just didn't have the juice. They didn't have. It just wasn't clicking. The 5-on-3, like we've talked about, was a great opportunity to kind of get some good puck touches, see one go in, and go from there. Failed to do that, and then Montreal came back with their attack. Put really good pressure on the defense, and I think there was a couple of missed passes that led to obviously some Montreal goals. And yeah, Bouchard playing that much, yeah, you probably want those numbers down a little bit, but it's like Regula did not have a great night.
No,
Ekholm wasn't great, Nurse wasn't great. Like, who are you gonna play? Or staff?
But those numbers, I think they affect you even more because it is a 3 and 4.
Yeah,
where it's like the last game with 3 and 4, and you're playing 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And yes, some of those, and a good chunk of them are power play minutes. Like there's a healthy amount of power play minutes on that.
Sure.
But that's still power play minutes or no, that's a lot. McDavid, almost 26 minutes tonight. Draisaitl, almost 26 minutes tonight. Hyman, almost 25 minutes tonight. Like how many forwards he had around or under 10 minutes here? Mangiapane, I'll say that again. Mangiapane, 10:02.
Mm-hmm.
Max Jones, 5:39.
I saw him get a hit today.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Yep.
Lazar, 7:46. Frederick, 9:35. They had a couple guys over that a little bit, closer to 12, like Janmark, 11:51. Who else do we have even close? I mean, Henrique 13-11, and then there's guys like Matt Savoy that got some more minutes on top of that. But like that's 1, 2, 3, basically 4 guys that are barely playing.
Yeah,
barely played today in a game when more than any of the other games, you needed those guys to play today.
Yes.
And that kind of tells you something about how this team was more than anything. But the minute distribution, and again, yes, there's an element of it that's power play. I understand that. I get that.
They had four power plays.
4 total because you had the 1 2-minute.
Yeah. 5, and then they went 2 for 4 on the kill.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to say it's baffling that Bouchard played that much, but it is not ideal that it was game 3 of 3 games in 4 nights, and you had your big boys have to play that much.
Okay.
Yeah. I was
go ahead.
quick point.
Yeah.
I wonder, I like to see if the time distribution in the first period, because to me, I think if I had to guess,
the shift chart.
Oh, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Because the way if I had to guess kind of why the numbers were high, because for like Leon and Connor and those guys were really high. They obviously the power plays early were huge, but I think they just pushed them out to try to get the first point for Draisaitl done, get that out of the way, and then try to focus on the game. I wonder if that was a thought process behind it, and so maybe they logged those guys up with a bunch of minutes to start, and then after that they were just trying to come back in a game where they didn't have all the juice. So I don't know. I'd have to find their time on ice.
Okay, Cass, you were talking about there's the time on ice if you go to the website, and then
I pulled up the shift chart. I'm trying to take a peek here.
But Cass,
it wasn't all up front.
Okay.
You were saying, you said something that it reminded me of Dusty's tweet. Dusty tweeted something post game. He said the fact that it's even being discussed to call a timeout and keep the big boys out there after they've been out there for 3 minutes down by 3 goals is a bigger issue than we usually like to admit. And they pulled the goalie with 4.5?
4.5, yeah.
4.5. Leon Connor, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins,
it was Ekholm,
Bouchard, Ekholm. They're out there. And Montreal is icing the puck. I get it. There was that one delayed with the whistle, and it was a delay getting to the face-off, and Louis was joking, it's almost like a timeout, let him stay out there. And then finally, with about a minute and a half or so, they finally they sent out like Mangiapane, Henrique, and someone else, and we're like, all right, we're done. Yeah, Podkolzin, we're done with this. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of a good point by Dusty is it only these guys who can score? I know they score the majority of the goals, but there are guys that are capable of producing. And the fact that you're not even putting them out there when there's 4.5 minutes left and you're pulling the goalie and you're down 3. And I said to Benny at one point tonight while we were watching, I'm like, other guys on the team are allowed to score too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That there's been a lack of, I think, depth. I have to look back through the games, but I think of last night.
But you can't blame depth.
Yes, because they don't get out there in those moments.
Because they're literally not out there.
Yeah.
Yep. And when you do get out there, you've been sitting there for however long.
Right.
You just been sitting. You haven't been doing anything.
That goes to coaching, does it not? I mean,
oh yeah,
has to.
Oh, it absolutely does. Absolutely does. When you have the shift chart is interesting today. I know you mentioned that already, Tommy.
I'm looking at the first period right now. It looks pretty.
It's the blocks, and you see the blocks of the power play, you see that 5-on-3.
Yes.
Where it just kind of drags out in the first, and you can see some of the power plays where they just drags out a little bit for those groups. But what you don't see after that is it's sporadic for a lot of guys. You look at even Statsny, and I know his minutes aren't huge today, but it's from doesn't get a shift from 15 till the end. He plays the last 23 seconds of the period. So there's 5 minutes, and then he sits on the bench. He has a couple shifts at the start, and then he sits on the bench for another 5 or 6 minutes. No penalties in that one. Or there may have been a penalty kill at that point. But I see, or even let's look at a Matt Savoy, who not on the first unit power play that goes out for that 5-on-3. So he's sitting from 4:30 of the first until 10:19.
Yes.
So well over 6 minutes plus timeouts. And so you kind of look at some of that. Podkolzin, same thing. Your guys that you want to be your secondary scoring type of guys, and it's and they're just sitting there. They're sitting there.
You can't score if you're literally not being put out there.
No, you can't. Right, you can score from the bench.
Yes. I'm being facetious.
Like I said, I got told once by Kevin Constantine. He's like, "Well, you haven't been in that many fights out recently, Cass." I'm like, "What? You want me to fight someone on the bench? You want me what? You want me to hop the boards and I guess I could just go.
Yeah.
If you're not telling me to, is that what you're asking me to do? Give me a freaking break. If you want someone to get in the hit, you want someone to get a fight, you want someone to happen, you have to be on the ice to do it. So
yeah, I have to go.
Yeah, I don't love that distribution. It's maybe overemphasized because of the amount that they were on at the end of the game. But when you're down that many goals, why do you need them out that long?
Yeah.
Sure, have them out there 30 seconds, but then pull someone else out 30 seconds. I don't know. I don't love that. Again, 3 games in 4 nights. I'm not losing it over this loss as being a horrible world is ending thing here, but that's indicative of I just don't like it. I don't agree with that.
Yes, I'm laughing because I'm reading the chat, and I get a lot of the points being made. I'm just this is a snapshot. We're not diving into this. Just a snapshot of what's kind of happening on the YouTube side of things in the chat. So Ace said, "What part of Pickard facing 4 breakaways and 9 odd man rushes do people not get?"
No, I know, and
there's a lot of Pickard is this, Pickard gone by the end of the month.
Yeah,
it's
but that's
a snapshot of what
that's the Stuart Skinner feeling towards it, right?
Yeah,
it's the 3 backdoor tap-ins, shorthanded.
Delicious deep dish pizza served up by number 97.
Yeah. No, Pickard wasn't the problem tonight.
Anyway.
Pickard wasn't the problem tonight.
No.
Anyways.
Snapshot. Yep. Let's go to Twitter Mary. Twitter Mary and Dave were at BP 170th yesterday. Great to see them. And then Twitter Mary goes, "I told y'all last night they used up all of their goals. If you can't get it going to play against the Habs in Montreal," angry emoji. Twitter Mary. 5-2.
You know what it must be?
Not good enough. What's that?
You know what it must be?
Tell me.
5-2 isn't horrible. They must have the bidets must not have been working at the hotel.
Great
in Montreal.
Great bathrooms at that hotel.
Fantastic bathrooms.
Those are $3,000 toilets.
Which one did they stay at?
It's a very fancy.
I don't know if it's
because I've stayed at one too.
Is it an old, very fancy one?
I think. I know the NHL. I was there for the draft, and I stayed with the NHL prospects.
That's probably the one.
It's probably where it was then. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Heated floors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heated bidets that clean your butt. Maybe they just weren't working, and that's what happened today.
Maybe too comfortable. Let's go to Beer Leaguer. Brad texting in says, "Can you guys comment on McDavid's pizza right up the middle that killed the Oilers? Seems like accountability is very selective." You want to take a crack at that one?
I mean, bench McDavid for 3 periods. Like
it was atrocious.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was atrocious.
Horrendous.
And he knows it.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna sit him down and be like, "Hey, Connor, we're gonna teach you a lesson for the one turnover you made."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was.
That's not account. It has nothing to do with accountability. Now, you want to say mentally, McDavid wasn't there on that play. If you want to say he wasn't at his best tonight, sure. But I don't think we need to hear accountability on that one.
How are you going to tell a guy that had 15 points in 5 games heading into tonight that, hey, you could sit for this mistake?
You can sit. One bad pass.
Yeah. I get where Beer Leaguer Brad is coming from. Like, in principle, if everybody's treated equally, it's like, hey, you should be sitting in principle, again, if everyone's treated equally. However, very special circumstance there.
If Curtis Lazar makes that pass,
may as well get undressed.
Yeah. That's just the way it is. It's the way the rules are. Like, when you're a fourth liner, like a cast.
Oh no, you don't make that.
Yeah,
no,
you can't make that mistake. Like
I'm skating right off the bench and taking my equipment off if that happens. I'm like down the tunnel and just like, see ya.
Yeah.
I've been playing in Montreal because it's across, like on the other side. It's like I'm just skating across the ice and be like, all right, see you guys.
Yeah.
I know that corner. You have to go into, or that one gate. All right, let's go to Marcus, the Caps fan, text again, 780-218-9999. The Oilers fall 4-1 to the Montreal Canadiens. No winning streak yet, and we are 33 games into the season. Marcus, the Caps fan, says, Cass said it. They should not be worried about Leon and points. If they are to that point where it is having an effect on them, it tells you a lot. They haven't won 3 in a row all year. Maybe focus on the team stat. Habs on back-to-back as well. Signed, Marcus, the Cabs fan. Marcus, I think you make great points. I'd give it one of these. Very good. I'm with you. Library Pat texting in says, this wasn't a frustrating loss for me because they weren't outworked, but they were outplayed, especially by Dobish. What this loss does for me, though, is make me more frustrated about the loss to Buffalo. That one could have been avoided. Library Pat. And then Library Pat also caught something that we were saying and adds, I didn't love the goalie pull with so much time left. You're down 3 at that point. It's arrogant to go for the extra attacker when down that much. Might as well pull him as soon as the 4th goal goes in. Then you're not going to tie it, let alone win it. Concede. Library Pat. I disagree with that point.
Yeah, I do too.
Guys, there was the crazy comeback that the Oilers had against the Habs in October.
Yeah.
And the Habs blew lead last night.
A 3 goal lead for the Rangers last night. Yep.
And so there's maybe some fragility there from the Habs. But the Buffalo losses, both of them, in my mind, were unacceptable. I mean, you got a 1 point out of it.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I also agree with you, Tom, that you're going to pull him. Yeah, you're going to pull him. Now, after 35, 40 seconds of the same group on the ice and you're down 3, let's put someone else out there. Like, I'm down for that.
Leave him out there for 2.5. It's okay.
Leave him out for 2.5 minutes. You already played 23 minutes tonight. What's another 2?
Stay out. It's all good. All right, let's go to Atif. Atif, what's up, Wheels? Oh, didn't load. 780-218-9999. There we go. Atif says, gentlemen, yes, the Oilers lost when they had the net empty. They stayed in the Habs zone for 5 minutes. Pickard played very well. 3 saves on breakaways. 4, actually, Atif. The Oilers did quote the Red Hot Chili Peppers, give it away all night long. See you Tuesday, Tommy. BP's Clareview. Atif, yes, that's where we're going to be on location. Yes, very good. Quoting the Chili Peppers.
Give it away.
And then Pickard still let in 4.
Yeah.
But the there are elements of tonight that looked like early season Oilers defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but it wasn't just early Oilers season defense. It was early Oilers season turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That lead to early Oilers season defense. Like it's a both.
Yeah.
There's a lack of care on the blue line in the ozone. Like, I mean, that's what started.
Is it lack of care or is it
Just
too risky?
yeah. I mean, that's part of, for example, Bouchard's game, which is what drives people nuts. Is he takes risky chances with a lot of his passes, and one of them led to a breakaway. But it's like, same time though, that's a perfect saucer lands on McDavid's tape that goes in for a goal. It's everyone's like, wow, that's Bouchard. That's just what's with him. To me, it's like Trent Frederick when he turns over the puck on the offensive blue line. That is
that led directly to a goal.
well, no, yes, that led to the Texier 2-on-1. Yeah, like that's where it's like, okay, you are a guy that needs to get in the corner. Go put it in the corner and go chase it, and tries to be a little too cute. Yeah, it was just a lack of care of the puck.
Before we look ahead to Tuesday here, Cass, one situation in the game regarding Trent Frederick I want to ask you about was when he got the penalty eventually. Mm-hmm. He had the first hit on Anderson that was nothing. Anderson looked like he just fell down.
Yeah.
And then the second hit, was it on Matheson?
No, it was Carrier.
Carrier, pardon me. Yes. Yeah. And then you saw Anderson come in and then, Frederick ties him up, drops his gloves. Did he say like, no, man, I have a cut on my face? And was he cut some slack?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if you're still, it's pretty recent. He's still busted up with, enough zips on his face that
guys will go easy.
You get a little slack on that.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm not asking him to fight. I'm not saying why didn't he. I'm just saying it looks like Anderson, and he tried to rub his hand on it, I think.
Yeah, that's the kind of you can kind of get it without really getting it. Like you're not, I think well, it just depends who the guy is on the other end too.
If it was Frankie Lassard, you'd throw him anyway, right?
I'd throw. If guy was stitched up and like that because I know he would do it to me. If I was stitched up and he tried to, I'd be like, well, he'd do it to me, so I might as well just do it to him. It just depends on your mood too.
Yeah.
No, there was more than one occasion. There was guys that you intentionally you knew they had zips, and you're like, all right, like I'm gonna try to pop him one there if I can with my glove on, even if it's not like I know he's not gonna fight me because he's zipped. I might try to give a little bit of love to that area. Tried to do that to Ryan Getzlaf once. That was I got kicked out of that game. That was that was all right.
I like when you tell these stories. They're quite amusing. Okay, let's look ahead to this game against the Penguins. I know Pittsburgh has had trouble hanging on to leads. Mm-hmm. People are anticipating Stu Skinner playing in that one. We know Jari's going to get the start. There are some visa issues.
Yeah.
The last I heard. Yeah. I don't know if they can get that done quickly. I think they could.
Nope.
No, you don't think so?
I doubt it. Yeah, it's possible, but I doubt it. Most of the guys that I've seen, because I had chatted with a couple earlier in the season that were transitioning or signed contracts to the U.S. teams, and with U.S. immigration, the way the U.S. is running everything right now, it's just they're taking way longer on everything. Mm-hmm. And so I just highly doubt they haven't signed. Again, it's possible, but it's typically been like 2 to 3 weeks, I think is what most are taking. Yep. Okay. So it could take longer. Now, again, could be shorter.
Yeah.
Don't know with absolute certainty. That's just a guess on a framework for me, but I know just those US visas, it's taking longer. Just the immigration system in general. So,
man, I remember when guys would get traded here, and sometimes they had to go down to Calgary to the consulate.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
To get everything sorted out.
Yep.
It was I had no idea, but it can be tricky with the visas, and working in different countries and crossing the border and all that. I'm sure the Pens are working on expediting it as quickly as possible, but we'll see. And it would be disappointing not to see Kulak and Skinner in this game. It adds a lot of juice to it.
Yeah.
You want to see the revenge tour from both sides. It gives it heightened meaning. Crosby, McDavid, Malkin, Draisaitl, Carlson, Bouchard.
Yeah, Skinner would probably pitch a shutout too. So maybe
a few people have pointed that out today. Actually,
man. That'd be
probably would.
That'd be a fun post.
Oh man. Oh, I don't even want to know what that would be like.
Okay, so they're going to stay in Montreal tonight. They'll fly to Pitt tomorrow. They'll have a little bit of time to settle in. I'm assuming they're not practicing and they'll go full skate Tuesday morning at the morning skate. I know they've gone optional a lot, especially this week at home when they had a full morning skate practice twice. Last second, they went optional. So how do they regroup? How do they prepare for this game? What does the staying in Montreal do for them? How would you set this thing up here, Cass, going into Tuesday?
Well, it's one more night with the best toilets in the world.
Take advantage.
So you take advantage of those. You get clean and you flush the rest down the toilet. Just flush it. Let the automatic toilet flush and take care of everything else. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, there's 3 games in 4 nights. I think you're happy overall where you've been the last 5 or 6 games as a team.
Right.
I think you're still feeling pretty good about where you've been, knowing that today wasn't your best, was not your best. So it's an opportunity to rest and recharge and reset, and you need to take advantage of it. Again, most likely not skating tomorrow. You will have travel, but the reason they're not traveling tonight is to say, hey, you can go to bed, you can get a longer sleep. You don't have to go through customs tonight to get to the US. You're not going through the normal airport, because if you're flying tonight, you'd be going through the Montreal airport, and you'd be going through customs at the Montreal airport before flying. Isn't going from Canada to the US, you're not just pulling up to the plane. Like you actually still have to go through customs and security and everything.
Yes.
So rather than spending, because it's not like it's an incredibly long flight, but rather than spending that extra time doing that today, if you're not going to practice tomorrow, it's, hey, get a really good sleep, get a really good breakfast. You can sleep in as much as you want tomorrow. Most likely you're going to be treating it like a day off, maybe go for a walk, but it's really just going to be about resting and recovering. Because I think a huge part of today was energy levels. That's just a reality of it. It's energy levels. And when they didn't score on that 5-on-3, Montreal pushed, and they didn't have the gas to really push back significantly and sustain pace. So get your rest, get your recovery, and just pray that Skinner's visa doesn't go through, because otherwise you're getting shut out.
They were certainly not as sharp as they needed to be, and we noticed that with some of their puck touches. Actually, a lot of their puck touches. And I know AJ in Montreal says Veleno goal pays for the Stetcher goal. Yeah, the hockey gods giveth, and then today they taketh from Connor McDavid. It's just how it works sometimes. Cass, I enjoyed this thoroughly, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Sounds good, everybody.
There you go. There's Matt Kassian, our game analyst, helping us break down the Oilers' 4-1 loss in Montreal. Not a great game, obviously, for the Oilers. The result, bad. And then we'll see if they can regroup, get that good night's rest in Montreal, and then fly in a Pitt tomorrow, get settled in, and then regroup, and we'll see if we'll get Brett Kulak and Stuart Skinner in gold and black uniforms. It'll be weird to look at, but last night we saw Tristan Jarry wearing an Oilers uniform. He had brand new pads in Oilers colors. So definitely the shock value, I think, still exists going into Tuesday's game. Text us 780-218-9999. Share your thoughts on the Oilers' loss tonight. I know a lot of people, there's been debate about goaltending in the nasty chat. I kind of jokingly brought it up, and we discussed it a little bit. We did point out, Pickard made some huge saves to keep them in it.
Some people are going to be very mad at me in a little bit.
Good, because first we're getting to the turning point of the game before we get to the player of the game. The turning point of the game presented by Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas. Ugh. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. And I'm going to go right back to that 5-on-3. They were making sure Leon got a touch. They wanted to make sure he got that 1,000th point, get it out of the way, and then get rolling, and they could not execute on it. The Habs knew. They defended properly. And then there were ultimately times, too, where the Oilers overcooked it and shot themselves in the foot on that power play. And then that allowed the crowd to exhale. The crowd got into it. They celebrated that 5-on-3 kill, gave the team a little bit of energy. And then when the Oilers made a mistake, the Habs took advantage. That Demidov goal was beautiful. That first one.
Oh, snipe.
The Gallagher goal, he not only pushed Pickard's pad in, he booted it in. I think you had a great description of what he saw when they had the camera on him.
Yeah, so they showed the replay on Sportsnet, whatever, called back. And they show Gallagher, and he goes, oh, come on. And then they show the replay in-house, and then he sees himself kicking it, and he goes, oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
He punted it in.
Yeah.
After he pushed the pad in. So anyway, that 5-on-3, it really it had so much potential to create positivity for Edmonton.
Yep.
Instead, all the juice and mojo goes to the Habs. The Oilers try to hang on, and then they finally crack and break. And then the first goal goes in. Then they get the second one, then the third one. And then you're like, this isn't looking good. But then you remember that the Habs blew a lead yesterday. You remember that the Oilers also clawed their way back into that game against Montreal here in Edmonton. It was October 23rd, and eventually won that game.
Yep.
You're going, well, maybe. But really, the Oilers continue to shoot themselves in the foot, giving up those breakaways, and the three of them in a very short period of time, in the second period particularly. Very telling signs that it was not going to happen tonight.
To your point, I'm about to have this ready, but Knobloch spoke, and on Twitter, the Oilers put a quote to give some insight of what Knobloch said. Can you guess what the quote was?
I could guess.
It's what you were saying. The quote was, "I thought we were forcing it."
Yes.
Coach sees the same thing we were.
Should we run it?
In 2 seconds.
Okay, in 2 seconds. I'll read some texts in the meantime. 780-218-9999. That is the inbox. Let's go to Dirty Curdy. Come on now. The inbox is being tricky. Dirty Curdy says, Pizza City all night. If stars aren't supernova, this team doesn't seem to be able to compete. The coach's stubbornness to play power play 1 for 2 minutes only exacerbates the depth scoring. Frederick needs a scratch. Frustrating loss when the most consistent thing about this team is how far apart the ceiling and the floor is in their play. Good to hear from you, Dirty Curdy. Thank you for the text. Let's go to Ken. Ken says, when the Oilers failed to convert on the 5-on-3, I knew they were going to lose. Too much focus on feeding Leon and not enough focus on the details, as Belzy likes to say. Yes, nicely done, Ken. Let's go to Kamloops J. This one says, so are we blaming Skinner? Love the board. Blows my mind this team picks and chooses when they want to show up for a game, plus 5-on-3, and all they did was pass to 29. Give me a break. That's Kamloops Jay. And then let's go to Mike outside of Edmonton, who says, trying for that single point for Leon more than the 2 points for the team. Yeah, ultimately it did cost them, and that's a good way to look at it. Good perspective, Mike from outside of Edmonton. All right, we're ready to go with this. Chris Knobloch.
Yep, this is Chris Knobloch after the game tonight.
Play 5-on-3, tons of chances. I mean, certainly not the game was lost there, but maybe an opportunity to win it or put yourself in a good spot.
Absolutely, would have been in a better position scoring on that. I think there was a lot of things on that power play. I thought we had some good chances. Their goalie made some unbelievable saves. They made some nice defensive plays, and even we had an empty net that one of our players blocked. But that definitely would have made a difference in the game, having the lead. But then the rest of it, I thought we were forcing it. And the breakaways we gave up were just puck management, just trying things in the offensive zone where we should have just put pucks in a safe spot. And Picks bailed us out and gave us an opportunity to stay in the game, but it was just too much.
Forcing it's probably the perfect words for that. Your team's been pretty good at playing it down 2-0 and not forcing it. Like you figured that out mostly, but it did creep back in your game tonight. Is it just tired? Is it just 2 games in a row? Is it? I think it is.
I think a lot of it is just credit to Montreal. Like they played well, they defended well. But I think also we are feeling confident. We've scored a lot of goals. We're starting to win, and now some bad habits are creeping into our game when things are going well. And it really cost us tonight where, we gave up, 5 breakaways and 2-on-1s. It's just not sustainable.
Okay, that last clip was interesting.
Yeah.
You pointed out him saying they forced it, but
He used it in a different way.
yeah, and then the other thing that caught my attention was, hey, we're starting to win some games and we're playing well, but we're not handling success well, and bad habits are creeping in.
Yeah.
Not a good sign.
Nope. But I think there was a demeanor there with Knobloch where it's like he's not worried.
It didn't seem like it. If we're reading,
he seemed pretty casual.
body
He's like,
language.
yep, we did not look great tonight. You move on. Just play better in
but
Pittsburgh.
that bad habits comment.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that.
No,
I'm going, what?
Yeah.
I
Sure.
mean, was it bad habits that you're seeing? Is this through multiple games where your team's having success, putting up points, winning games? Or is it just tonight specifically where some bad misplays occurred, unforced errors, whatever you want to call it, and it was a one-off because your team is fatigued, if you will? And
Yeah. I wonder what he meant. Because to me, it's like...
that's why it caught my attention.
Yeah. Because if he's saying in general, even when they've been winning, he's seen
And
habits.
that's what the way he said it
Yeah.
kind of made it seem as though it's, we've been winning, but we've had some bad habits creeping in. Well, hang on. Weren't you playing good? Weren't you showing that you're turning a corner? Which one is it? What bad habits? And I would assume it has something to do with the egregious turnovers,
Yeah.
sloppy play at the blue line, stuff like that. Interesting. All right, who else do we have here?
We have Matias Ekholm from tonight. Let's hear Matias Ekholm.
Jump, didn't look like you were slow, but stuff just wasn't working somehow. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think the first was, again, I didn't think we probably should have deserved a goal in that 5-on-3, and 5-on-5 pretty even, but obviously got behind in the second, and then too much run and gun for me, obviously, without picks tonight, it could have been a lot worse. So that's obviously something we have to tighten up. But yeah, back to what you said, I think that's pretty spot on. We didn't seem to be able to get any sustained offense 5-on-5, and it was mostly, one and done, but a little bit like that, and we couldn't find any momentum really, and they were good with the lead.
Is that the sort of the boilers that you like to grow out of when you fall behind 2-0 and then start giving up breakaways? That's not something you do often, but you did tonight?
Yeah, it's also back-to-back situation here, and we have played a lot of hockey in the last 2 months. So whether it's something creeping into our game or just a lack of, urgency or concentration, because there seems to be a game every other night. So I'll let that be up to you. But the last month or so, I've really liked our game. So I'm going to take the positives out of those ones. This one we didn't like, but there's going to be one game here or there that you don't like. Hopefully we'll have a response on Tuesday.
Matias, was the 5-on-3 the catch-22 situation? You had great chances, 5 key saves, so it sucked maybe the air on your side and gave a lot of momentum to Montreal. It shifted there.
Yeah, you can say so, absolutely, but we had other chances to get the first one, but obviously tonight wasn't that night. He did some spectacular saves on that 5-on-3, yeah, absolutely, but at the time it didn't feel like that, but when you look back at it now, maybe, yeah.
Okay, there was Matias Ekholm. He kind of alluded
Similar.
to...
I bet you it's the same messaging after the game.
Yeah,
It's
some things creeping in. What the hell's going on here?
if I had to guess, it's like turnovers, like D zone stuff. Because even like last night, like the Oilers were the much better team than the Leafs last night, but there was a good stretch there in that game where they looked a little leaky in their own zone, and I think that comes from turnovers and not.
How about having 3 inexperienced defensemen in the lineup?
Definitely could be a possibility.
And then your experienced defensemen aren't always the sharpest.
Yep.
Including number 14, who had some bobbles tonight.
He did.
Yeah.
I think this team misses Wallman. Same time, Wallman has had some
issues.
Pretty bad mistakes this year. But I think we know when Wallman's playing at his best, he's a very valuable defenseman for this team. So, well, I mean, we'll see. He needs to stay healthy, number one. But.
Scalding Gord texting and says, okay, just to clarify, am I supposed to be surprised that the Oilers played blah too bad again? Absolutely not. This is what they are this year.
No.
They get a 2-game back-to-back win situation, try to get a streak, can't do it.
Yeah.
I know that the schedule, I'm not giving that as an excuse. I'm just saying I know it makes it harder.
Yes.
But other teams also have to deal with it, and not every team handles it well. The Oilers haven't been particularly good in back-to-back situations this year. They've had a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Have not won on the back half of a back.
3-3.
Yeah. Back half of back-to-back. Yeah. But this is what they are through 33 games is they don't handle success well. We've heard that a few times, and it's like, geez, you would think they should know how. This version of the team can't seem to get over that hump for whatever reason. And it's frustrating.
Yep.
Really, it is.
I personally have a little bit of grace with this loss. Like I don't, the sky's not falling for me on this one. Some people think this is a lot worse, in my opinion, than what it was. It's Montreal played you. You didn't have it tonight. Okay. Just don't let that be the case on Tuesday. Show up for Tuesday.
Ekholm also pointed out, he said Montreal defended well. They did.
They did. They were really
played on top of Edmonton.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Like they, even on that, some of those power plays. Like,
right.
Obviously, you can't do it on a 5-on-3.
Yeah.
You'll get scored on easily. But when it was 5-on-4 PKs for them, like they were just tenacious.
Right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. Damon Bunting, consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Benny Thompson.
Yeah, I'm having some people pissed off at me here, but whatever, facing the music. I mean, to me, I like, who else would you give this to tonight? I mean, Calvin Pickard made 4 breakaway saves.
Hang on, let me just get ready to see the pushback here.
Please.
I'm gonna refresh.
And let me know.
Okay.
And he made 4 breakaway saves. Some very solid, during the Montreal power plays. I mean, Montreal went 2 for 4 on the power play tonight. And I think on some of those failed power plays, they still had some pretty damn good looks. I did not like the Oilers PK tonight, but Pickard was there to hold them in. And if you want to go into the goals that Pickard let in, like what are you mad at? Which one are you mad at? Like the Texier one? Maybe, like, yeah,
Rifled
okay,
it short side.
but Trent Frederick makes a horrible turnover on the blue line to cause that. Let's start there.
That was bad.
First goal, Demidov. I mean, like, what goalie stopping that? It's a snipe. Suzuki's left all alone, like Hyman style.
That's a backdoor tap in.
Regula needs to pick him up there. And then what was the other one?
Was in another
Veleno, McDavid turnover. I like it's somewhat similar to the Tage Thompson goal against Buffalo. It's like goalie's not expecting to out of nowhere have a grade A chance in the slot coming at them when your team has the puck. So I don't understand the criticism behind Pickard tonight. And actually I'm going pretty opposite. I'm rewarding him player of the game tonight because I think he was the only reason why this game wasn't worse.
Benny, I think you did a good job there.
Thank you.
Ace over in the nasty chat says this Ben guy deserves a raise. Tom Gazzola, he's doing pretty damn good.
Oh, thanks.
We like him. We like him a lot.
I like it here.
It'll
too.
be considered.
If you're in charge of that.
Hockey side. But I'll think about it. I'll think about it, Ace. He is very good. We do value him. He's doing a great job. All right. We've got a couple of minutes left. The Oilers head to Pittsburgh to take on the Pens Tuesday. I hope, and Cass was talking about the issues with the getting the visas and all that. It is tricky. Pro sports teams in North America do tend to get things expedited. I feel like it's possible we see those two in the lineup against Edmonton. I would like to see that. I think it adds so many more storylines, more juice to the game, whatever you want to describe it. Hypes it up even more. And it's already going to be a super hyped up game.
Yeah, it's Crosby versus McDavid and all those matchups, but then you also get the most recent trade. I have a question, like I was talking about with my dad earlier today. He was saying I think he would play Jari today and then play Pickard Tuesday because he thinks that Pittsburgh will have the book on Jari on Tuesday. But I don't know if I really buy into that. I get it. Like you understand, like you shoot on him at practice every day. So I understand, like you probably know his tendencies and all that, but I wouldn't be like playing Jari in a back-to-back to avoid it personally. I just think you're...
Yeah. I understand where Nate the Builder's coming from.
Yeah.
I get that mentality. I'm assuming, and my first thought would be, the adrenaline bump he got going into that game last night in Toronto?
Yeah.
I feel like that would happen again.
That's my thing. That's what I was telling him. I was like, you don't think Jari would be fired up to play against a team that just traded him?
Right.
Like he's walking. It's back. It's the place that he was drafted. You walk into your own barn, not even a week later after your trade. Like, let's go. This team put you on waivers. They wanted you gone for free.
He wanted out.
Yeah. Show up and show why you're a good goalie. Like I think that's why Jari will probably start Tuesday. Yeah. And I'd imagine on the other side, Stu probably wants to play Edmonton.
Hell yeah, he does.
Like I'd imagine he's gone, screw them. I took them to 2 cup finals and they don't think I'm good enough to get the job done. That's why
that's motivation. That's juice.
Exactly. Like I think that there's motivation on both sides. So let's just see it. Let's see the boxing match. Jari versus Skinner.
Yeah. I like the whole screw you too attitude from both sides.
Yeah. They should. And both players should feel that way.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see if they can make it happen and get Kulak and get Skinner into the lineup for the Penguins. Visa issues be damned. Expedite the process. We'll see what happens. Derek in the nasty chat says, Jari shutout. We'll see.
I wouldn't be shocked if there's a shutout on either side. Like there's just one goalie gets one.
Yeah.
Imagine
Buddy,
1-0 shootout win for some team.
Gross. I'm here for it though. That's a disgusting result, but I'm here for it.
And we gotta wait for another Draisaitl game for the point. Oh my god.
Yeah. Ace thinks that the Oilers will hammer the Pens badly. Edmonton's had its way with Pittsburgh lately.
Yeah.
Even in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Although the Pens are a better team this year. That's 100% true.
And if the Oilers are down by 3, don't call it quits. Penguins have collapsed the past couple games. Again today, too. To the Utah. They were up 3-0
That's
in
right.
the third. That's
going to be the big storyline for them outside of the, obviously, trade storyline.
They need to take a lead and hold on to it.
Yeah. Shaggy says, YouTube Trev needs to shave his mustache to get the Skinner vibes out of the city. Do you think he shows up with no mustache?
I can tell you from insiders. Here's my source. I'm not telling the source, but you can picture it. He's going to shave it soon.
Okay.
YouTube Trev did tell me that he is looking at shaving it soon, which I don't know.
It is dusty.
It's there. I like his beard personally. I think when he goes full beard, it's what's best with him. But
he looks like he's out of this movie.
I'm your huckleberry.
Have you ever seen Tombstone?
No.
Do it. Just do it.
I have a lot of Christmas movies to catch up on before I.
Tombstone is a Christmas movie.
It is?
No.
Okay. All right.
It's the shootout at the OK Corral. It's It's Wyatt Earp, man.
I'll draft.
Watch it.
I'll draft it in the Christmas draft on Tuesday.
Don't. You're gonna lose. Just watch the damn movie when you have time off. All right. I'm not seeing any more text coming in, so I think that sums it up for the end of the show. Scalding Gord sent something that says, if you don't play Jari, does that get into his head, telling him he has weaknesses that if no one can really be used against him? And that's a good point by Scalding Gord. And then Conroe, Texas, slides one in two, says, maybe trying to do a double dip tonight, but my question is for you boys. In the 80s, goalies played 10 games in a row. With today, can they not play 2 games in a row? I know Conroe, Texas. There's stats on like the back-to-back nights. They generally don't do that well. We just saw it with Eric Comrie last weekend. Yeah. And the Jets had a lot of issues, but then like the sleep studies that have occurred, and
there's just more stats and science behind that leads to the fact that goalies should take steps back on how much they play.
Now,
rest is important.
Yes, and I respect and understand, and science is very good.
Yeah,
it's crucial to advancing and evolving.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of admire the throwbacks that you play your goalie every night. Oh, back to back. Well, we got to play Cooge again.
Yeah. Hey, good.
Eddie Belfour, you're going back in.
Get a good sleep tonight. You're playing tomorrow too.
Yeah. Hey, Damian Rhodes, we need you again tonight. Byron Defoe, get in there. Olaf Kolzig, you're playing 3 straight. Coach, it's in 4 days. I don't care. You're playing. All right, coach. Good to go. That. Like, I don't know if it's a warrior mentality, but when you were the guy, you were playing every night unless you really needed a break. Yeah. And like every 10th game, you throw Joaquin Gage in there.
Yeah, I was about to say Gager knows all this.
That's the era I grew up in. So I know where Conroe, Texas is coming from. All right. Norman at Combine, you get the final word. Sticky, Rice, and I are going to the studio looking for a place to eat. Any suggestions close to here?
Oh.
There's Earl's, there's Cactus Club, there's Boston Pizza 170th, although we frequent that all the time. If you want to switch it up a little bit.
My crew are regulars there.
There's a couple of pho places,
Mm-hmm.
pho.
Mm-hmm. There's you said around the studio?
Somewhere close to here.
I mean, I'm not talking like this is like a fancy restaurant or anything, but I have a lot of love for that Donair spot across the street.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
Family ran. It's a shawarma place. Has Donairs there as well. Great people. Every time I've been in there, so nice, and they feed you. Don't trust me, Combine crew. You guys will be stuffed after a large Donair there. It's the size of my forearm. It's
big
huge.
donors. There's Red Lobster close by. There's a Olive Garden. There's a bunch of stuff around here. You're in a good spot. And then Mex Pazozu says Jumbo Dim Sum. There you go. Yeah. Lots of recommendations. All right. Norman Combine also says, Tom and Ben, have a great night. I'm in work clothes. Yeah, go somewhere. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah. You'll be fine. Have a nice date night, Sticky Rice and Norman Combine. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. They fall 4-1, not sharp tonight. You give up 4 or 5 breakaways and give away a delicious deep dish pizza in the slot from your best player to fourth liner, and he scores. Kind of sums it up. Leon Draisaitl's milestone 1,000 point. We'll have to wait till Tuesday in the revenge game. Tristan Jarry back in Pittsburgh. Stu Skinner and Brett Kulak. Could they be in for the Penguins? Visa issues? Be damned. We'll see if the Pens can get that expedited and we get the juicy storylines that we all wanted when we saw this trade go down on Friday. A big thank you to everybody who watched. A big thank you to everybody who listened. We always appreciate you. Thanks for sticking with us this weekend. A couple of interesting games for sure. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And the boys get you going at 6 a.m. tomorrow on The Nielsen Show. Dusty, Eric, and Trev. And then a full slate of programming on our wonderful station, 6 to 6. Away we go on another beautiful week as we fast approach Christmas. For Benny, for Cass, I'm Tommy saying have a great night, everyone. Drive safe.